Good evening, students. In this video, we are going to learn how exactly interconversion of alpha and beta intercalated cells help us in acid-base balance and also its relation with Pendred syndrome. We are also going to briefly cover Pendred syndrome, right? So first of all, we need to understand what exactly is going inside our alpha intercalated cells and beta intercalated cells, how they convert into each other, and how these ion channels take us to Pendred syndrome, and what are the things we see in Pendred syndrome, right? So first of all, let's discuss about the alpha intercalated cells, right? We will divide our board into roughly two parts, one for alpha and one for beta intercalated cells, right? Now what's going inside the alpha intercalated cells? Right? Now this alpha intercalated cells, just like any other cell, it has got a luminal side and it has got a basolateral side, right? On luminal side means this is the side having the filtrate, which will ultimately become your urine, right? And this is the side having blood vessels, right? Now, what exactly is happening inside? Your H2O, right? It's combining with CO2 and it's getting converted into H2CO3, right? Now this H2CO3 will break into two portions, H plus bicarbonate, right? Now this H plus can go outside the cell through two ion channels, right? One ion channel is your H plus ATPase, right? H plus ATPase. Another ion channel is your H plus K plus ATPase, right? H plus K plus ATPase. Now this is clinically very important. H plus K plus ATPase. Why actually it is clinically very important? Because understanding how this channel works, right, helps us in understanding that why exactly you get alkalosis in hypokalemia, right? Now suppose there is a condition which is producing hypokalemia and you are getting lot of excretion of K plus ion, right? Now these intercalated cells will try to preserve this K plus. They will try to preserve this K plus by reabsorbing K plus inside, right? But in exchange, they have to secrete H plus. So in the process of trying to preserve K plus, they have to secrete H plus. And if they secrete H plus, you get alkalosis, right? So understanding this channel helps us understand why exactly in hypokalemia, right, you also get alkalosis. We are going to discuss many conditions in our future videos, like Liddle syndrome. In that you get hypokalemia and alkalosis, right? Or be it Bartter syndrome. In that also you get hypokalemia and alkalosis, right? Let's move ahead with this topic, right? Now this bicarbonate will get reabsorbed in the blood, right? With the help of an exchanger. That is, bicarbonate will be reabsorbed and chlorine will be in the exchange of chlorine, and this ion transporter is called AE1, an ion exchanger 1, right? So what exactly is our alpha intercalated cell doing? Alpha intercalated cells right? So basically they are helping in the secretion of H plus ion via two ion channels, H plus ATPase and H plus K plus ATPase, right? Now why we need to secrete H plus ion? Because our body is continuously, especially protein metabolism, our body is continuously synthesizing a lot of H plus ions. A lot of H plus ions are being produced as the outproduct of metabolism. Now this H plus ion need to be excreted out. and two organs are mainly responsible for it. One is your kidney. Your kidney helps in excretion of H plus ion, and one is your lungs, right? Lungs, by virtue of exhaling out CO2, right? If you see that equation, exhaling out CO2 is equivalent to secreting H plus ion. So both our kidneys and our lungs are actively secreting out H plus ions. So this is the job the alpha intercalated cell is doing, right? Now what exactly the beta intercalated cell is doing, right? Let's see what beta intercalated cell is doing. Beta intercalated cells. Right? Now, in beta intercalated cells also, initial process is same. H2O will combine with CO2. This will produce H2CO3. Now this H2CO3 will break into bicarbonate and H plus ion, right? This side is your luminal side and this side is your basolateral side. Now here lies the main difference. What is the difference? That alpha intercalated cells was actually secreting H plus ion towards the luminal side, towards the side of urine, the filtrate. The beta intercalated cell actually secretes the bicarbonate ion towards the luminal side, right? It's going to secrete the bicarbonate ion towards the luminal side in exchange of the chlorine ion, right? And this H plus will be excreted out, means reabsorbed into the blood, right? With the help of H plus ATPase, right? And this chlorine will also be reabsorbed, right? With the help of which ion channel? Our chlorine CICKB channel, right? And this bicarbonate will get excreted out in urine, right? This H plus will combine with our NH3, and H plus, it will become NH4 plus, right? And it will get excreted out in urine, right? So both these are doing the exactly opposite jobs, right? Your alpha intercalated cells is busy in excreting out H plus ions. Your beta intercalated cells are busy in excreting out bicarbonate cells, right? Now body actually varies the level of alpha and beta intercalated cells depending on what it needs. Now normally body has got lot more H plus ions, right? Body has got lot more H plus ions because of protein metabolism. Lot of H plus is being produced in the body, right? Now, so in normal conditions, you will have a lot more alpha intercalated cells compared to beta intercalated cells, right? Roughly 2 to 3 times more, right? In normal conditions, the alpha intercalated cells are going to dominate, right? Almost 3 times compared to beta intercalated cells, right? And in case of acidosis, it's going to dominate even more, right? In case of acidosis, the number of alpha intercalated cells are going to increase further. But in case of alkalosis, some of the alpha intercalated cells will get converted to beta intercalated cells, right? So, in case of acidosis, right? Acidosis. You will get this line, right? That means in acidosis, beta intercalated cells will get converted to alpha intercalated cells. But in case of alkalosis, right, you will get conversion of alpha intercalated cells to beta intercalated cells. One of the examples is, suppose you go over a mountain, you hyperventilate, you get respiratory alkalosis, then your alpha intercalated cells will get converted into beta intercalated cells. So this much is clear. Acidosis, you need to excrete out acid. The beta will get converted into alpha. Alkalosis, you need to excrete out bicarbonate. The alpha will get converted into beta. Now, what is the mechanism? How exactly the beta intercalated cells get converted to alpha intercalated cells? Now, this beta intercalated cells secrete a protein which we call Hansen. Right? They secrete a protein which we call Hansen, and this Hansen gets deposited in the extracellular matrix. Right? It will get deposited in extracellular matrix. I am writing short form ECM. Right? Now, in case of acidosis, this Hansen will get polymerized. Right? This Hansen will get polymerized. And this polymerized Hansen will then signal the beta intercalated cells to get converted into alpha intercalated cells. So how exactly in acidosis beta gets converted to alpha? In ordinary conditions, beta cells secrete one protein called Hansen, right? This Hansen in acidosis gets polymerized, and this polymerized Hansen signals beta intercalated cells to get converted into alpha intercalated cells. In alkalosis, right? In alkalosis, depolymerization happens, right? This Hansen gets depolymerized, right? Depolymerization of Hansen happens in alkalosis, right? Okay. Now, one clinically very important ion channel we have got over here, the luminal side of beta intercalated cells. This ion channel is called pendrin, right? Pendrin. Now, why this ion channel is clinically very important? Because this ion channel, apart from being found in kidneys, is also found in our thyroid gland and is also found in our inner ear, right? So, if anything happens to this, right, you will have difficulty, you will have some anomaly in three organs, right? In your thyroid gland, in your inner ear, and in your kidneys, right? So, what will happen if pendrin becomes defective, right? This pendrin in thyroid gland actually exchanges iodine with chlorine, right? So it acts as iodine chlorine exchanger, right? Okay. So if this becomes defective, the iodine won't get transported inside the thyroid gland, right? So what you will get? You will get hypothyroidism. Normally it is a mild variety, so we can write mild hypothyroidism. Okay. Now, this pendrin is also found in your inner ear, right? In inner ear, Cl, it works as this exchanger only, right? It is actually found in your endolymphatic sac, right? And if this becomes defective, your endolymphatic sac, the size of endolymphatic sac is going to increase, right? So you will have some vestibular disturbances, problem in balancing, and also sensory neural hearing loss. Okay? So you will have balance issues and sensory neural hearing loss, right? So you will have problem in balance, vestibular issues, and you will have sensory neural hearing loss. Hearing loss. Okay. Apart from that, if the problem, this problem happens in kidneys, then such a person will have defect in managing metabolic alkalosis. That means in normal condition he won't have much issue, but just in case a metabolic alkalosis happens, then he will have issues in managing that metabolic alkalosis. So it's a kind of subclinical condition. It won't be that much obvious clinically, but in case of metabolic alkalosis, he will have difficulty in managing metabolic alkalosis, right? So this problem is rather subclinical, but difficulty in managing metabolic alkalosis, right? And write in short form, difficulty in metabolic alkalosis. Right? So let's sum it up, right? In our collecting duct, we have two kinds of cells, alpha intercalated cells and beta intercalated cells. Both of them do the opposite job compared to each other. Alpha intercalated cells are secreting your H plus ions and beta intercalated cells are secreting your bicarbonate ion, right? In case of acidosis, your beta intercalated cells get converted into alpha intercalated cells. In case of alkalosis, your alpha intercalated cells get converted into beta intercalated cells. And this is regulated by the polymerization of Hansen, which converts your beta intercalated cells into alpha intercalated cells. And its depolymerization converts alpha intercalated cells into beta intercalated cells. Apart from that, we have got a very important ion channel over here called pendrin. Defect in this ion channel produces a syndrome called Pendrin syndrome, which leads to mild hypothyroidism, sensorineural hearing loss, and balance issues, vestibular apparatus, due to defect in vestibular apparatus, right? And it can also lead to difficulty in managing metabolic alkalosis, right? So hopefully this video helped you in understanding the concept of alpha and beta intercalated cells and also Pendrin syndrome. Okay, wish you all the very best. Thank you.